Welcome to episode 2 of SharkCast. My name is Addison.
My name is Alexis.
My name's Parker.
And my name's Alpha.
We also have Austin working behind the scenes with all of our gear.
Yay!
Thank you to everyone who tuned in for last week's episode. Please like, subscribe, and rate our podcast. It really helps us a lot. This week's episode is jammed with Mr. Marsh talking about test scores, Mr. Noblin talking about standard-based report cards. But first, we have Miss Heeman, one of our counselors in the SharkCast studio, to talk to us about what she has been working on. Welcome to SharkCast, Miss Heeman.
Yay!
Thank you, everybody. I'm so excited to be here on episode 2 of SharkCast.
We're also happy to have you.
Thank you.
Very.
Yes, you're very good counselor.
Okay, first, how we always start. What do you do here at school?
What do I do here at school? That is a great question. Well, first things first, I help students. Exactly.
She helps us.
I help students here at school, and I do that in a variety of different ways. I meet with students individually. I meet with students in groups. You probably have seen me in your classroom. You see me in the cafeteria helping with different things. I help with our caring school community. There are lots and lots of different things I do here at school to help students.
And how long have you been working here?
This is my 5th school year here. I started in the middle of 2018 school year, so this is actually like my 5th school year here, but I've been here for 4 full years, which is crazy because it's gone by very fast.
Where did you work before you came here?
So before I came to Sandersville Elementary, I was actually a school counselor at a middle school in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is just a couple counties over to the west.
How did you like being at that school, and why did you change?
I did like being at that school, and I liked working at the middle school level, but I always felt like my passion was working with elementary students. And then this job here became available, and I was super excited to be able to start working here for a lot of reasons. One, I'm able to start working with elementary kids, which is what I wanted to do. But also, you know, my own children will eventually go to this school, so I think it's really special to be able to be a school counselor in the school that my kids will eventually attend.
And who are the other counselors at the school now and the school before, if you can remember?
So I was actually the only school counselor at the middle school that I worked at. But here we have myself, and then we have Miss Williams, and then new to us this year, which is very exciting, we have Miss Branch.
Yay!
Yeah.
We love you, Miss Branch.
I know, and we're very, very happy to have her join our student support team.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
another question about the high school. Was it hard working with like a bunch of children with only having yourself as the counselor?
It was very challenging, definitely. You know, working at the middle school level was a little bit different than working in the elementary level. There's a lot more administrative type things, such as like scheduling, you know, working with a lot of different testing. And so unfortunately, when I was at that level, I wasn't really able to work individually with students as much as I would like, which is why I really, really wanted to start working with elementary students, because I wanted to be able to actually work face-to-face with kids versus just doing some of the behind-the-scene things with scheduling and paperwork and stuff like that. So I get to fulfill my dream job working here at Sandersville.
How was it hard having to switch over from hanging out and like being with older kids to being with younger kids?
I wouldn't say that it was hard. You know, it's a little bit different, but that's one reason why I feel like 5th grade is so special to me, is because you are preparing for middle school, essentially. And so I feel like I already have some of those connections with students in that respect, just because I was used to working with middle school kids. And so it helps me connect with our 5th graders here.
And can you please talk to us more about morning meetings and like caring school communities?
Sure. Is there something specific that you want to know more about, a specific area, or just in general?
What would you mostly like change about the caring school communities? Like, let's say,
How do you think it can like improve in the future wise?
Well, I will say I'm really happy with the way Caring School community has evolved over the last few years. I love that we have morning meetings, and then also, many of our classrooms have closing circles too. I also really like that we have started having counselors in the classrooms, like this morning, for instance, when I was able to be in this classroom. So I think that's really fun, and I think it truly just builds a positive community within our school, and it really enhances our school culture when we're learning about things like kindness, how to ask for help, who we can talk to, just even basic things. Like a few weeks ago, we did the who works in our school. There are so many different people, and it's just nice to be able to know who those trusted adults are and who you can go to when you need help.
Okay.
Do you like sports?
Yes.
What is your favorite sport?
Softball.
Ooh, yes, I love
What's
that.
your favorite one to watch?
I guess it depends on the season. That's a great question. But like right now, it's football season, right? In the winter, I like watching basketball. And then, of course, in the summer, I just love a good old-fashioned baseball game.
We did this last episode, but who's your favorite NFL team?
The Bengals.
Let's go. I got another Bengals fan.
Who dey?
Who they think they beat the Bengals?
You guys are mean. Bully.
I'm sorry, Alpha. What's your favorite college team, and also where did you go to college?
So I got my undergraduate degree at Purdue University, so that's my alma mater. And then I got my master's degree at Indiana University, which is really funny because Purdue and IU are big in-state rivals. Think like UK versus Louisville. So that's how it is in Indiana, where I'm from. So I would have to say, though, my heart truly belongs to Purdue. Or the Boilermakers.
Also, question that's like a little bit random. So when you were like a little kid, did you try to eat anything that you weren't supposed to? Like Legos?
That is a great question. I don't think I tried to eat Legos. Oh, that's so funny. And honestly, Alexis, I really can't think of anything that I tried to eat that I wasn't supposed to.
Really? Not even coins? When I was little, I would
No.
pennies.
My mom said I didn't. My mom said I didn't eat anything I wasn't supposed to. But I'm still not sure if that's true.
Yeah, I grew up in the country, so maybe dirt. I don't know, but definitely not Legos or coins.
Dirt's bad for you. Dirt's bad for you.
I don't know. Actually, maybe dandelions. I feel like when we were kids, we would try to eat like different flowers and things.
They feel
But-
very weird in your mouth. They feel very weird in their mouth.
Wait,
They're not
what?
comfortable.
Aren't sunflowers poisonous?
I survived. I don't know.
So, some of them some people just like stick them in their mouth. Because I think I've actually tried it before, and it was very weird because it got like stuck to my mouth.
There
Yeah.
should be
What doesn't
there should be
kill
an
you
I
make you
survived
stronger?
story.
Yeah, right.
I survived
That was a
dandelions.
fantastic question.
And talking about your past, please tell us about your family.
My family?
Yes, if you feel comfortable about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in northern Indiana and graduated high school up in northern Indiana, and then I went to Purdue, like I said, and then lived in Indianapolis, moved here to Lexington with my husband, and we've been here almost 10 years now, which is incredible, and that it's been 10 years, and we have 2 children, a boy and a girl, and a kitty cat.
Oh.
What is your cat's name?
Clover.
Clover.
Yes,
Oh,
his name is
mine-
Clover because he was born with only 3 legs. I know, so he's a very lucky boy. So he's like a lucky Clover.
I was just gonna ask why you named him Clover, and now I know the reason why.
Yes.
Cats or dogs?
Probably cats. I actually really like dogs, but I feel like with having 2 small children, cats are much easier to take care of.
Whoa.
Trick question.
Whoa.
Trick question.
Also,
Hamsters.
No, thank you.
I mean, like, hamsters are little... No. Even better, pocket puppies. It's like a type of rat, but, like, they act like puppies, but they love just crying on things.
Well, you know what, Alpha? I encourage you to have all the pets you want, and then if you come see me, we can talk about how you feel about them. All you want. But for me, no, thank you.
also, a question we asked Miss Wilkerson, I don't really know. Also, kind of like a random question. How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
32.
23?
Oh, my gosh.
20?
You guys are so flattering.
20?
Yeah, you're all right.
Okay. We're all right. So you're a mix. You're a
sorry.
mix. You're from different dimensions. and
You're
you
right.
can-
You guys all guessed correctly.
You look like you're in
so
your
proud.
20s, I swear.
Oh,
you
man.
You do. How old are you though?
Yeah,
We need to know.
I am 37.
37.
No way. I don't believe that.
Well,
Are you lying to me?
you guys are making me blush. You can't see it on the podcast, but I guarantee my face is probably bright red.
Yes, it's
Uh,
you look very young.
well, thank you.
Yes, definitely. And what do you like to do in your free time?
Oh, that's a good question too. I actually really like to cook when I have the time. I love trying new recipes. I also really like to read, and I love exploring new cities.
What's your favorite book to read?
My favorite book to read. Well, I heard you guys roast Miss Wilkerson last week, so dare I say Harry
Alpha.
Potter.
Okay.
Alpha.
I apologize for that. But to be honest, I was in the wrong. Okay, I'll take full. But too much Harry Potter isn't good for you. Okay.
Well,
Me personally, I've seen people like decorate their house in Harry Potter theme.
Yeah.
That's overboard.
I also truly, though, I like a lot of the books that I read when I was your age. Like, I still enjoy reading Number of the Stars and The Giver, Flowers for Algernon, you know, The Outsiders, etc. So those books that are kind of like classics, those are books that I enjoy rereading from time to time.
What are those books? I've never heard of them. I only read webtoons, so.
Oh. Well, I implore you to explore the world of books, Alpha.
Yes, the world of books is an awesome dimension. How did COVID affect the students in a positive way?
I think that's a fantastic question, Addison, and I actually would like to ask you first. What do you think from a student perspective?
Can I say?
For me, it was that I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but you know the Aladdin play last year? Mm-hmm. That wouldn't have been here if COVID didn't stop it. Because last year, like when COVID started, we went on Zoom and they couldn't do Aladdin, so they just kept all the scripts, all the
Sure.
makeup, and all the costumes.
So it was like a reschedule.
Yes, and then all of them left, so then all of us got to do Aladdin,
Okay.
and it was very, very fun.
So that's a positive. And then also, do you guys like having open seating in the cafeteria?
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like being able
So
to.
that is something that we have been able to really appreciate, right? Since we had assigned seating, or even just something simple like being able to all just play at recess. Those are small things that maybe you took for granted before, and now you really appreciate. And I know one thing for me, I feel like when we were doing remote learning, you know, it was a new challenge to learn how to use like the online platform. But I truly am like so proud of the school and the teachers and the students just jumping in and embracing it and learning how to do it and working together. And kudos to family leaders too.
Kudos,
Like
yes.
parents and family leaders had to, you know, figure out how to juggle whether it was working or just having their student at home, setting up a learning area for their, you know, students at home. So kudos to the family leaders, but also I think that there was a almost greater appreciation. Like I heard so many families say, like, "Man, teachers, way to go, teachers! We, you know, we didn't realize like how tough it could be." But also, I think it's kind of normalized wearing a mask. Like, I know for me, if I'm not feeling well, I might just put a mask on that day, and people don't really think anything of it. Just like, oh, she's wearing a mask today. Like, it's no big deal, right? Whereas pre-COVID, that would have been like, ooh, what, you know, what's going on? So I like that it's kind of normalized people being a little bit more respectful of maybe other people's space and wearing a mask to keep people healthy.
And why has social emotion learning become so, like, important?
Well, I truly think that social emotional learning is important in the sense that, you know, if you are happy and healthy in your mental attitude, you are going to learn better, right? If you're coming to school feeling safe and loved and happy and just feeling like you're in a good headspace, you're going to come in ready to learn and learn better because you have learned those different skills with your social emotional development.
Yes, and how can students and parents reach out if they are concerned?
Well, they are always welcome to call the school and ask to speak to a counselor. They can reach out to us via email. All of our information is on the Sandersville webpage, or then they can schedule to have a meeting with us if they wanted to do that. Either way, but we do encourage parents to always reach out to us if they have a concern or if they just feel like they need to speak to a counselor about something.
And we're getting into like the school. So what kind of student were you in school?
I feel like I was a pretty good student overall. I always tried to be involved in a lot of things, maybe sometimes too many things, where it felt like I was pretty busy. But I went to a really, really small school. There was only like 50 kids in my graduating class.
Wow.
Yes, and so anytime there was like a club or a sport or something like that, I would try to be involved in it. And I think that really helped my academics too, because when you're involved in clubs and sports and just any sort of extracurricular activity, I feel like it helps you be more invested in your school, and therefore you're invested in your academics. And I just think that that's really beneficial.
Yes.
What sport did you play in your school if you joined a club?
I did softball, as I mentioned earlier. I played a lot of softball all through school, and then also I was a cheerleader.
Yes. Everyone loves cheerleading.
Yeah.
Who did you cheer for? I was like, what was your college like?
My school mascot?
Yeah.
We were the Cavaliers.
Ooh.
What that?
Yeah.
What's
Have you think about like Three Musketeers?
Oh, yes.
That's like a Cavalier. Yeah.
So you guys were 3 dudes.
No.
3 dudes.
Just one.
The 3 dudes. The 3 dudes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. I never got the 3 Musketeers. It's 3 dudes that dress up in weird outfits and have weird pointy sticks that they go around.
Well, I have to tell you, I was in band all through elementary, middle, and high school. And I was also in the marching band. And part of our marching band uniform, we had to wear like the hats that were like the 3 Musketeer hats, and they had feathers.
Oh,
Yes.
Bro,
Yes.
you probably got a
fun?
helmet here.
If I can find a picture, I will bring it in and show y'all.
And for school again, this week we are talking about school safety. What are some of the main discussion points?
Well, I mean, today I was in your classroom and we discussed just being kind, right? And just
Yes.
being kind can help people feel safe. Also, if you see something, you should
Say it.
thank you. Say something. That's something we learned about. And then also, you have your basics. Like if you see one of those yellow triangles, that tells you what.
Yes.
If you're in the cafeteria and you see one, it tells you that there's something slippery or, right, and to be careful. We don't want you to be running in the hallways. It's not because we're trying to be mean. It's because we want you to be safe. We don't want you to slip and fall or bump into someone. And so if you see something, say something. We want you to treat others the way that you want to be
Treated.
Thank you. And also just being kind.
I feel like for the people watching, I just wanted to say, if you can, for me, when I was younger, I used to say this to myself, if you can make at least one person smile today, then your day has been an amazing one.
Yes.
And also, if you wake up and you don't want to go to school and you just don't like it, find at least 5 good things to say about school, so then the next day you can say another 5, and eventually you'll just love going to school.
Yes, and that
Yes.
fits right in with the ordinary Mary and her extraordinary deed, right, that we talked about yesterday, and the ripple effect. If you do something kind for others, you hope that person will in turn do something kind for others too, and so forth and so on.
Yes, definitely. To my sister, I love you, Nora, and you're like the best sister ever. So, yeah.
Love you, Pearl, Lise, and Dee Dee.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Where is your dream vacation?
My dream vacation. Well, I mean, everyone likes to be on a beach, right?
Oh,
However, I feel like my dream vacation would truly be like just backpacking through Europe and checking out all the historic cities and, just all the history that's there. I just think that would be amazing.
I like
Okay.
going to Paris and seeing the Eiffel Tower at sunset. Oh, amazing.
For me, you know what Bora Bora is if you don't search it up. But Bora Bora is so beautiful. I would like that type of island, but I want to go hiking, and I want it to look like Vermont. at Bora Bora. I love going hiking.
Oh, those are two very
I know.
different landscapes.
But like, I want to be able to swim in the ocean, like a beautiful ocean. But I also want to go hiking somewhere where it's not really human and there's not a lot of bugs.
Sure. Well, I will tell you, I've actually been hiking in Vermont, and I went to the top of a mountain, and it was amazing.
Bro, their views are breathtaking. We drive to our grandma's house there, and like they live next to an edge. You can see so many beautiful trees.
That's awesome.
And now going to food. How much coffee do you drink in a normal day?
Oh, this actually might shock you guys. First of all, how much coffee do you think I drink in a normal
5 cups,
day?
3 cups.
Maybe like 60.
2 cups.
60 cups, my goodness, I
5
would
cups.
be electric.
You seem
I
electric.
actually drink 1 cup in the morning at home and then 1 cup at school.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just
I
2.
was correct.
Good job, Addison.
Hey, yo, can
And then
you
I
bump that
switch
up
to
to
water.
3? Can you bump that up to 3 just so I can feel good?
Can you bump it up to 5?
I came in with
Bump it up to
coffee today.
Oh my gosh, I had coffee
Decaf, of
one
course.
day. I drank like a big thing of it, and I was shaking like crazy.
Oh my
all day.
goodness. You guys are way too young for
I
coffee.
think I'm already a
It's
little bit.
decaf.
I think I'm also a little bit too crazy. So whenever I drink coffee, I'm like, I feel totally normal. And like throughout the day, I'm like, well, I actually feel calmer.
Yeah, like for some reason it just has that opposite effect. I just
I
feel
know.
Mm.
But
Like-
like at night, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't go to bed. Literally.
Parker?
My friend, he drinks coffee, and I don't know how he does it, because for me it tastes like super bad. And he pulls up to baseball practice with like 5 cups, and I'm like,
Oh my word.
how are you doing this?
How'd you do it?
What's your favorite place to get breakfast at? And what is your favorite like meal to eat for
Oh, my
breakfast?
favorite place to get breakfast. Well, let's see. I have 2 favorite places, actually. If you're trying to think of some place like here in the city, I would probably say that Carson's has a very good brunch. But if I had to pick like another place for breakfast that's like special to me per se, I would say the day after Thanksgiving, my husband's Aunt Lisa, at her house, there's always this huge breakfast spread, and it's just really special because all the family is there and the food is so good, and that's like my favorite breakfast.
Yes,
if that makes sense.
I love going to Wild Eggs. It's like my top
Oh,
favorite.
I just wanted to say real quick. I see that you're really close to your family. That's amazing. But also, I can agree on that. Wild and Eggs, top 2. But my number 1 has to be IHOP. I know it's a
Yes.
classic, but their pancakes so fluffy. Their syrup so. Oh, that
I don't even
hit
think I've
good.
been. I don't even think I've been to IHOP and whatever you guys are talking about. I just like Winchell's. I like Winchell's. I used to go there.
Okay, Winchell's is good. I will say
only
that.
used to go there
Okay.
because like they have a gumball machine. I must get gumballs, and I always get red or pink. I'm like, my mom's always just like, you're gonna get stained. I don't know, bubble gum everywhere. So it was it's crazy, but it was really good there. And now they got rid of the gumball machine, so I'm sad.
Oh, that's sad.
I have
love
a
them
quick question for you guys. So, because you guys are starting in this podcast endeavor, which I think is so awesome, what are some of the podcasts that you guys listen to?
Ooh,
'Cause I have
listened
one to share, that's why.
98. Wait, no. That's
I have some podcasts I listen to, but I have no idea what the names are.
Okay.
It's like YouTube podcasts, and there's like this guy and then his daughter, and the daughter comes up with this random idea, and then they'll post it onto their YouTube channel, and then they'll have just like a whole day talking about it. I love it.
It's not really a podcast, but I love listening to this. Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
I don't listen to podcasts.
Well, I have one I want to recommend to you guys, and it's all about having a growth mindset, which in the past we have talked about the power of yet. Like, you may not be able to do something yet, right?
Yes,
Having that
yes.
growth mindset and just knowing that, you can overcome different obstacles. And so one of the podcasts that I really recommend to you guys, because you're getting into the podcast realm, it's called Big Life Kids, and it's part of the Big Life Journal umbrella. You can check out Big Life Journal online on their website, but Big Life Kids is their podcast, and it's for kids, and it's all about having a growth mindset, and I really, really think you guys will like it.
Yes, definitely. I'm so sad to say. Oh, did you need to say something? Okay,
I was
go.
going to say, thank you so much for coming here. It was so fun getting to talk to you. And also, I can't believe you asked us the questions. How the table has rotated 90 degrees south counterclockwise to the sun's rotation.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so
Yes,
one more
definitely.
question.
Okay.
So one more question. What is your thought on chicken nuggets? Chicken nuggets.
Chickens and nuggets and chickens.
Well,
and
I mean, they're not my favorite, but
Yeah.
but I wouldn't turn them away.
Yes,
I can agree with that. Chicken tenders
about
at
Chick-fil-A?
Grimes is better.
Oh, Chick-fil-A, I can get down on some Chick-fil-A.
Grimes
Yes,
is better.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sorry.
I'm
if you
so
ever
sorry
been
to say
Grimes.
this, but thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We had so much fun with you here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Like really, thank you.
Like,
Thank you for
actually,
being here.
this
That
is-
was a powerful talk that you gave to us.
By the way,
Yes,
I
definitely.
really like your clipboard.
Oh, well, thank you so much, guys. I
It's
feel
gold.
very honored to be a guest.
Yes.
We got Mr. Marsh in the SharkCast studio here to talk to you about some things, particularly about our test scores that were just released this week. Good morning, Mr. Marsh. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mr. Schaus. I appreciate, I'm very honored and excited to be on SharkCast. I know I've listened to last week's episode. The kids did a great job with it, and it was a lot of fun. And so I appreciate you having me this morning.
Yeah, thanks for being here. That's great. So talk to us about these test scores that were released.
Yesterday, well, I should back up and say on Tuesday, we were able to share with families the great news. Sandersville rated high according to KDE. Also, accompanying color green goes with that. This is a new testing system that we have, and so there are 5 different levels where schools can perform. A very small percentage across the state performed in that top level blue. That's a very high bar, something that we're working toward. But we're very excited to be rated high by KDE, that green color, that green classification, because I know how hard our students worked last year. I know that the effort that was put in by our teachers, and I know the support that we had from our families. And so I was just very happy for everyone to be able to share that news. And I wanted to take a little bit of time to just talk to our families about how that rating came to be this year. And so we have 4 sections that contributed to that score. We get a rating on how our students did on the reading and math combined, and so our students scored high in that area. Again, these are classifications given by KDE. So the reading and math score that we had was high. Science, social studies, and writing also get their own rating. Again, Sandersville scored high in that area. The third area or category that KDE rates is the progress of our English learners. And we scored very high, which is a blue rating in that area. So just very happy for those students, again, knowing the work that they put in. And the fourth and final category that contributed to this year's rating was the quality of school, climate, and safety. And that rating is based on information gathered from the students. They actually take it after they've completed the Kentucky Summative Assessment. And again, we rated high, which is a green classification on that area. So each of those categories has a score that goes with that. There are cut scores set for those ratings. Again, we were green, which equates to high in 3 of them, and blue, which equates to very high in 1 of them. And so that gives us a combined overall rating of high, which again equates to green. So we're very happy about that. Still a lot of work to do, as I put in my letter to families, and we've talked about as a staff. But I think coming off of the pandemic and just this is the first test we've had, the first true test that we've had since then. And so for this to be our baseline score and kind of that point that we're saying we're going to take this and go even further with it and grow from here, I think it's just great news for our school. And again, speaks to the great students that we have, the hardworking teachers, and the supportive families.
So this test, the KDE got their data from the test that was taken in the spring.
Yes, this comes from the results that the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders took in the spring of 2022. So some of those students are in middle school now, and our 3rd and 4th graders that took that test last spring are obviously 4th and 5th graders. There's a new wave coming up. We'll take it again this spring, and so this is an annual test that 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders take in every public school across the state. And once you get to 3rd grade, students will actually take this test each spring until they graduate, some form of this test until they graduate.
Very good. I know all the kids worked really hard last year. I helped proctor with Miss Buckler, and the kids did a really great job. It's really amazing to see these kids work so hard for hours.
Oh, I agree. And there's so many times I think back to, what we ask of our kids today and the demands and expectations we put on them. I kind of chuckle to myself and ask myself, what kind of student would I be in today's 5th grade class or 4th grade class? Because we ask so much of them, but our kids are great. And then, any kid, regardless of their school, they can rise to meet the challenge that's put in front of them, and that's what our teachers here do such a great job of, just setting that bar so high. We're excited about it. I was just, as a principal, I'm a little nervous because I do take on that pressure. I want our school, anything that we're measured on, I want our school to do well. I want our community to have a positive, to be, I guess, a positive reflection, be a positive reflection of our community. And so, but I was very, very pleased, and just, again, the thing about it is it's never ending. It's a continuous cycle. We have different students, different cohorts of students, and so our work doesn't stop. But that's part of what makes this job fun and makes it exciting. So.
Well, I know all the teachers and the students appreciate you as well, being a great leader, Mr. Noblin, Ms. Wilkerson, all being great leaders in the school, helping us with all the things that we need, and we look forward to testing this year and getting the mark even higher.
Well, thank you, Mr. Schaus. And one final thing that I'll say is we, student data is critical to what we do and what we want to accomplish here at Sandersville. And every site-based meeting, we spend time looking at student data. Sometimes it's from, for example, in our October meeting, the student data portion, we're going to really dive in to our Kentucky summative results, what we've been talking about today. Other times it's looking at our PBIS data, or maybe we'll spend a month where we look at attendance data and talk about things that we can do to improve. But all SBDM meetings are open to the public. They're the 4th Tuesday of each month. We have them at 4:30 in the library. And so if anyone's wanting to dive a little deeper with us, they're welcome to attend that meeting this Tuesday.
So the 4th Tuesday, folks, is the day that you can come participate in the SBDM and learn all the things about the school. Mr. Marsh, we appreciate you being on the SharkCast.
This is SharkCast.
Hi! My name is Rajane Blakey.
And my name's Nala Clark.
This episode was brought to you by Sandersville PTA,
Do you know what PTA stands for?
Parent Teacher Association.
Did you know that both parents and teachers can join our PTA?
The link to apply for a PTA membership will be linked in our podcast.
Did you hear how much our Booster-thon fun run raised for our PTA?
We raised over $14,000.
We had 651 people give, and 66% of people that donated were not parents.
This is great news.
Think of all of the wonderful things our PTA can do for our school with all that money.
The October PTA meeting is on Thursday, October 20th at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria.
Hopefully you can join for the next one.
Once they set the date for the November meeting, we'll be sure to share that with you all. Join PTA!
Also today on SharkCast, we have Mr. Noblin in the SharkCast studio with us, and today he is going to be talking to you about our standards-based report cards, which is new to a lot of us, so hopefully you get a better understanding about how our standards-based program works here at Sandersville. Good afternoon, Mr. Noblin. Thanks for being on SharkCast.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. Again, like Mr. Marsh said, I listened to the full SharkCast last week. I do feel like that I need to be a special guest at some point to be able to address some of the fun that we had. So, but the kids did a great job. Mr. Schaus does a great job with this. So, again, thanks for having me on.
Your beard is looking really nice today.
I did. I've had more comments on my beard in the last couple of weeks since since our last SharkCast show. So that is something I actually had right before dismissal. Somebody say your beard is looking good. So
if you have not listened to episode 1 of SharkCast, you should, because the kids were talking about Mr. Noblin not being able to grow a beard. So it was a running joke here. But Mr. Noblin, talk to us about our standards-based report cards.
Sure, it's a good time to talk about those. We have on October 26th, so it will be next Monday. We have the end of the first 9 weeks, and then also that'll be the date that our report cards go home. And one thing that makes Sandersville unique is that we use a standards-based system, grades kindergarten through 5th. Some schools will do it partial. We'll just do it kindergarten through 3rd and then do traditional grades 4 and 5. But a couple of years ago during the pandemic, Mr. Marsh and I sat down and really had a good brainstorm about how we could create clarity, make it clear for parents, students, and staff about what exact standards we're teaching and how students are performing. And so we coupled with Otis, which is a company that is our platform that we use, but it really is it's a great system. And the reason that we do this at Sandersville, and we had a great visual, and it has Otis sent it to us, and it has a split screen. And on one half it has a car, and the question is, how is your car doing? And the caption says, very good. On the other side, there's a caption with the same car, and it said, how is your car doing? And it said, the brakes are great, the motor needs work, windshield wipers great. I can't remember what the last one is. And so that's kind of an easy visual to understand why we do standards-based, because we do want to be clear, and nothing against a traditional grading system of A, B, C, but we just want to really provide clarity about what our students are doing and what exactly they're learning. And so that visual even says, it just provides more information to our parents. And we know that, parents, teachers, and staff, when we're all on the same page, all working together, it's going to benefit students.
So the way that this works is that standards come to teachers from the state of Kentucky. For example, I'm a 5th grade teacher, so we have a standard that talks about reading, writing, and comparing decimals to thousands. So your student may have that standard, which is a standard that we have taught in class, and it's letting you know if they meet the standard, if they're near the standard, or if they have minimal understanding of the standard and basic. So as far as I'm used to having the A, B, C, D grading situation like probably most of you do, but this is something that gives you a more exact understanding of each standard that is being taught, and also each standard and how it is graded. Yeah,
that's a good way to talk about it. And one thing with the standards specifically, that when you talk about the clarity around the standards, is that when you get a math grade, you get an A, a B, there are many standards that go into that, and those standards are really different. Like Mr. Schaus said, you may, in a 9 weeks, you may be doing multiple standards, anywhere from adding decimals, rounding decimals, to even then going into fractions, or even, a fluency piece. So you have a lot of different areas that you have to really make sure that you're mastering, because like all students, we have strengths and we have challenges, and so some students are able to just master some standards, while it's a piece for them to know exactly what they have to work on within a certain subject.
So when would a parent need to notify their teacher of a concern? If their student is at a near, would that be a reason for concern?
Well, it just depends. And and that's a really good question. The one big thing that we have is that we want all of our students, by the end of their 5th grade year, we want them to be able to master all those grade level standards, because no matter if it's an A or a mastering of a standard, that's going to set them up to be successful once they walk out the doors. That's a tricky question, because some standards are assessed throughout the year. So in the first 9 weeks, the teachers will have the ability to provide clarity around that, but there may be a reading standard that the teacher is going to assess every single 9 weeks. So it may be like really truly working towards that standard. So just necessarily not meeting a standard might not be a direct call to the teacher, but it may be clarity around, hey, is this something we're going to work on for the entire year? And it also gives the parents a lot of, they can understand if they call the teacher and say, hey, what exactly does my student need to work on? We get that question a lot, like, hey, I want to work with my student. What do I need to work on them with? These specific standards are very exact about, hey, here's what you may need to work on with your student. Here's their next area of growth. Here's what they're really good at. And I think that helps out, the student, again, to be successful, to be able to really pinpoint what exactly they have mastered and what they need to continue to work on.
So what is the highest grade or score?
Yeah.
That
So we have levels of mastery, and this is again a good debate, but we want all of our kids to be mastered. But at Sandersville, we have extremely high expectations for our students, and we want to be able to address learners across the continuum. And in some instances, some of the learners that get left off are students that already know the material. So we have a criteria. We're a 5-point system, with the top being exceeds the standard. Mastering the standard is 4, near, minimal, and then no evidence whatsoever. And we have very few no evidence. So, but one thing we do is we have an exceeds, and a lot of people there's some debate going on about that, about how that incorporates into standards. But we wanted that for our students who already have the content mastered to be able to show either an above grade level standard, or if they can go even to a further depth of that standard, the teacher had that ability to say, hey, there exceeds. But you may not see very many of those on the report card because it takes very specific opportunities within that standard to be able to do that. So our goal is to say, our students are meeting the standards. That really says that we're getting them where we need to.
So this fall, you will be getting an opportunity to have a conference with each of your child's teachers, or I guess it would be one teacher here. So if you are concerned about your child, you can notify your teacher, and they can do a Zoom meeting with you. We can also do an in-person meeting. We'll be having those again in the spring, I do believe. So there's plenty of chances. If you are ever concerned about your child's progress, please notify your teacher, because we are all here for the same reason. Mr. Noblin, anything else you would like to add about standards-based report cards?
That is really it. Like I said, it's something that makes us unique, but something that we're proud of. It's a continuous learning process. This is only our second year doing it, so like I said, we just like everything else, we look at it as a challenge, and so we hope that it's beneficial to the parents, and then we're able to provide support to whoever needs it, and again, meet the needs of our kids, because like I said, at the very end of the day, it's about our students, and we want to make sure that they're prepared to walk out these doors and be successful in high school, middle school, and whatever they want to do after that.
That's great. Thank you, Mr. Noblin, for coming in, and if you have any questions about your standards-based report cards, please let us know.
This is SharkCast.
Hello, and welcome to Shark Talk, where we talk about random things. Okay, so topic number 1. Let's talk about the Sharkathon fun run.
Oh, bro, that was so fun. I think it was like a week or 2 weeks ago. But I got so much color on me. My grades start calling me, or class or whatever, start calling me Color King. Do you remember that, Austin? I was Color King. Yeah.
I had so much color dumped in my hair and so much blue. And since I have blonde hair, it dyed my hair blue. It dyed the back of my hair blue. I have blue hair now.
It's stained in my bathroom. So.
Yeah, it stained my mom's bathroom.
It's okay. Like, we got it out. I got it out. It stained it for a minute, and then I was panicking, and when I was panicking, it washed out. But it was really cool.
Man, I was wearing so much white. My friends called me Holy Angel. I wore all white. Everything.
Miss Drummond's Minions was the best group, and if you say otherwise, you're capping.
I'm capping then.
We raised over $14,000, which I thought was epic. And I'm still waiting for Mr. Marsh to go onto the ceiling, which I sort of feel like he's
Same.
bluffing.
The
but-
ceiling? The ceiling. You mean
No,
the roof?
sorry, the
He's
roof.
not gonna sit on the
The roof.
Okay? He's not
We should have
Spider-Man.
taped him on the ceiling. Like actually,
Gravity.
that would be cool.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's beautiful. No, like we need to put him like this little. Sorry, we should like put him like this little chamber and just like attach him to the ceiling for the whole day, and then like all the blood will rush to his head, and it's like right in the middle of the morning show, you just faint.
What?
At first he said he was also gonna sleep on the roof, and I was like, wow, how is he gonna sleep up there?
Yeah.
He needs to bring a
I'm
sleeping bag.
sorry. I'm
Sleeping
gonna
bag.
sleep on my bed. It's a bed. How am I gonna sleep? It's the ground. It's the couch. Oh my gosh, I can't sleep on it. That's crazy. I don't understand how that didn't go process through your mind. It's a roof. Just grab some pillows, some blankets, and you can probably sleep on it.
Also, by the way, when I was talking about like Mr. Marsh, like being attached to the ceiling, he's an awesome principal. So is Mr. Noblin, and
Yeah, I'm so
everyone,
sorry.
Everyone here,
Love you.
everyone here is very nice. So if you thought I was saying something rude, I was not. It was just
Yes.
Yo.
Alpha, you're saying
sorry.
Mr. Noblin's a good principal when you made fun of him for being scrawny.
yeah. That's the reason why someone
I'm
thought. Someone thought I was you. Someone thought I was you because. Someone thought I was you because of that. So yeah.
I feel really bad now. I'm sorry, Mr. Noblin.
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't
He
mean it like
he
that.
accepts.
Sure you do. Sure you feel bad.
Okay, going on to the 5th grade field trip. That was freezing.
Bro, I remember a kid cried and then like they couldn't close their eyes.
Oh
Like,
my
it
gosh.
was just the rest if you couldn't see it, but I just widened my eyes so much you could see the back of my eyeball.
Oh
but
my gosh. We went to Fort Herod. Yes,
Oh, Fort
old Fort Herod.
That was so
it
much.
was a replica, not the
it-
actual Fort Herod.
No,
Not the
no.
actual one, but there was like across the street, was it?
It was in
It
the
was
parking
in the
lot.
parking lot, and so they
Yes.
destroyed that, and then
They
like
did not
made-
destroy that.
Yes, they.
Yeah,
how
they
did
did.
the parking lot?
The war destroyed that.
Either way,
And over time.
they
like-
Yeah,
used
the
the.
French.
I'm
destroyed it.
hold on. I got the wrong information. Then I apologize, Miss Drummond. I pay attention, but they used the notebook of an old dude that wrote it, and then they replicated it. The not bamboo, not
Old
sugar
dude.
cane, river cane, I think. Whatever, that river weed was really good. Okay, like
Really
it
good.
was really cool to go through. Like it was like a weed, and it got really long. I bumped into one. And
You okay?
yeah, I thought it was person at first, so I went, sorry. You're not an animal. then I hit it again, and then I said sorry again, and so I just walked off because I was
It's like
afraid.
it's like, you know what? I apologize to a bunch of river cane. That's okay.
There was a blacksmith.
Yeah,
Bro, that was so
and,
cool.
and they just used like this thing to blow air on it. And
fire.
then-
Fire.
And then he
Fire.
made it hot. And then he just hammered it on an anvil.
Plutonium.
Hammer.
It's
Lots
just
of
really
hammer.
cool how
Wait,
Native.
remember when he used flint and steel, Alpha?
Oh yeah. I don't. To be honest, I had no idea flint steel looked like that. I thought it just looked like a lighter, like how in Minecraft it looked in like the inventory bar. It looks like a lighter, but like it's actually like a whole rod and like a rock thing that you have to spark together. That was cool.
Oh
They-
my
they-
gosh.
It's just really cool how Native Americans and people from the past did things at that time. They didn't have iPads. They didn't have cell phones. I mean, it was just really cool.
Some of them might have even survived without like feet or something because like of a
Feet?
war. Yeah, like I feel like because of how many wars there were, it would be really. It was sad. We couldn't get along.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't the Native Americans' fault.
We still
It's not the
can't.
Europeans' fault.
Isn't there a Ukraine war? Ukraine and Russia right now? I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
It's still going on.
Go Ukraine. We love you.
Yeah, we
We
give you
will-
all our love and support.
Yes. we
Yeah,
will be
if
there
there's
for
anyone from
you.
Ukraine listening to this, we would like to say that good luck, and we hope that
You win.
yeah.
We love you and we were
You
with
go.
you. We
Wait,
are-
but
I'm sorry, why are we-
Ukraine and even understand English?
How did I have
Wait.
no idea?
Th-
But
wait,
how
wait,
did we
wait.
get onto the topic of politics? Next thing you know,
Oh my god.
next thing you
I
know,
have
we're going to
no
be
clue.
talking about President Roosevelt or something.
President Lincoln and President Roosevelt and
Yeah.
everything
R.I.P.
else about presidents.
Remember in the Fort Herod, they had those like horns, and like if you blew it,
It'd be like a distress horn.
Oh yeah. And, like,
Don't
and like under that, there was a house with a fire out that made my hands so warm. I was so happy.
Seriously.
And in like the bus, I started sweating, and then I came out, and then all my sweat froze. It was gross, but it scared me at the same time.
On the bus, my seat literally had a heater under it.
I know,
mine
mine
too.
did too.
Yeah,
Me
mine
and
too.
my friends
Next
were
to the
literally
heater.
boiling to death. And also, spoilers for the 4th graders, but throwing the axes were my favorite. Those were so fun.
That was
Throwing
so
back
scary.
wood.
They're going to
on the
forehead.
top wood.
Whoa, yeah. Okay,
That-
somebody in our class, I think it was Caitlin, she threw it, it stuck, but it stuck into a random cabin. That was really funny.
Was that when all of you were like, ah?
Yeah,
like screaming?
Like we all went
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
We go
Like,
stupid.
we were eating-
Go crazy.
I was at the wood. I was at the blacksmith, and like my whole class heard you. And I just like look over. I'm like, what the heck is happening over there? Is there a party or something? Can I get invited?
He was such a nobody.
One of my friends almost knocked one of the barn pieces over and hit one of the sheep.
Okay, why
Oh
are
my
they like
God.
that? Sheeps are cute. Okay,
Yeah.
if I could, I would pet a baby sheep. Okay,
Oh my God,
sheeps.
it'd be so cute.
Oh,
They taste good too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, since Halloween is coming up, let's talk about our Halloween plans. I have this big Halloween party every single year. Everyone comes to our house, all of our friends, all of our family members, and then we go around the neighborhoods. The rich neighborhoods though, man, they give out full-size candy bars. And we're gonna be Stranger Things. My mom's gonna be Joyce. My dad's gonna be Hopper. My sister's gonna be Max, and I'm gonna be 11. And my baby sister Sadie, she just turned 1. Love you, Sadie. She's gonna be a Demogorgon.
okay. Two things first. The October babies. I already know what you're gonna do. October birthday party. Bring her. I'm sorry. That's rude. But actually, though, I've seen so many of those last year. It scared me. And not all rich neighborhoods do that. My family doesn't celebrate Halloween, but we might dress up for the trick or treaters, or we might get the candy bowl. Not the rich neighborhoods don't give out candy. Our family does. We give out those full-size chocolate bars. I don't. Yes.
Nice.
Can I go to your house? It's at Halloween. I need your address. I'm just gonna walk
Oh,
over.
don't
and
worry. My
steal all
address
your
is
candy.
beep. Anyway,
Wait. If you're talking about full-size candy bars right now, I think there used to be these people down our street where they used to give out full-size candy bars. It was only at the house, I think, but
we gave out 3 full-size
or
candy bars.
they might still be there. I thought someone said they moved, but
Someone did full-size candy bars, but then I think they left the neighborhood. I don't know. They did, and it was awesome.
I
find it
remember I went trick or treating with my friends and near their house, and I think one of the first houses we went to had Nerds gummy clusters.
Bro, I've never had that.
They had those in rope form, and they were they're really
sounds
big.
good.
They're big, and I tried to stop myself from eating it. It was really hard to. It was really hard to eat those.
I'm sorry, I don't like candy that much. Gummies, yeah, I'll eat them, but they're not the best thing. I'd rather have snacks like Oreos, chips, stuff like that, because personally, it physically hurts my teeth. It's not like I have a cavity or
My
whatever.
Halloween plans really.
Milk chocolate
We
sucks.
usually have parties like you're saying, but we don't. But we didn't have one this year because my mom went to Salem and is too busy.
Oh.
But
Wait.
what I'm gonna be is Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow's listening to this somehow from the Cincinnati Bengals, you're the best quarterback.
The Browns are playing the Bengals on Halloween.
That's right. Bengals over Browns. Easy.
Just wanted to say real quick, in that scenario, yes, I would support the Bengals just because I don't like the name the Browns. Okay, but not to go back on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry, I got that wrong last time. But I blanked on what I was about to say. Can somebody backtrack so I can remember? Oh, yeah, Salem. No, don't.
Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, that's what
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus. If you haven't seen Hocus Pocus 2, you're missing out. Haven't seen Hocus Pocus 1, you're really missing out. And by the way, that whole chant that they do while singing the song is just a bunch of different languages. Anyway, yes.
I have not watched either Hocus Pocuses. Sorry, I don't have Disney Plus anymore.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
It's okay. I can
And
understand
second
that.
of all, I have a question. Who Who is going with a friend this year for?
Me.
I'm going with someone I literally like just met like a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I might go
nice.
with some of my friends, Lawan, Mika, Ryan. They're really good friends. They don't go here, but I really like them.
Last year, I went with my friend Silas. Love you, Silas. You're the best.
Oh my gosh.
And I kind of miss going with him now.
Oh my gosh. And talking about this, okay, I don't know how. I got a toothbrush for Halloween.
You got a toothbrush
those,
for Halloween?
Those one parents that give out toothbrushes
You know
or
they're
those like
dentists.
healthy like nuts. Who wants nuts on Halloween?
Actually,
No.
though, I
Who
like
wants
raisins.
raisins on Halloween?
I want raisins.
I hate
like
raisins.
raisins.
You're weird.
I like raisins.
Raisins are
Okay,
good.
sorry, you're not weird.
Wait.
They're just grapes, but like dried out.
Yeah.
Since we're
Raisins are great.
talking about bad stuff, like
Candy.
stuff that's not candy that's been giving out for Halloween, in this one big Nate book, Nate's dad gave out prunes.
Oh yeah, I was literally just gonna ask.
How?
I was seriously just gonna ask. Have you ever read like the Big Nate books and like how like Nate's dad gives out like the worst things like rice cakes? Rice cakes. He gave out rice cakes.
Rice cakes kind of taste.
I haven't had
Yeah.
rice cakes.
They taste
They
like
taste good.
cardboard.
They taste like
cardboard.
cardboard tastes
If you
good.
put peanut
I'm
butter on them-
sorry.
Yes,
If you put
peanut
peanut
butter.
butter on them, they taste fine. I
don't
kind of
like
like
peanut
rice
butter
cakes by
either.
themselves, but
Seriously.
I
When
haven't
I-
had rice cakes.
When
And
I
Back
Okay,
to
go.
Hocus
No,
Pocus
no.
real fast.
Okay.
Back to Hocus Pocus. Let's be honest, the second one isn't as good as the first
I
one.
know.
Okay,
that is
yeah.
exactly what I
Yeah.
said. The ending.
But
I was so mad. I'm
just,
so mad.
I'm just really. The ending messed me up.
I'm livid.
Okay, but
I'm livid of the
three things real quick. First, I'm still glad that they came back and like.
I know,
did
but you
Hocus
can't do that
Pocus.
for the ending. You need
Yeah,
to do
yeah,
like a wickeder
They did them
ending.
dirty. They did them dirty.
Really.
They, a good ending would actually be ending all of Salem. I would actually be happy with that.
They're old though. They're old.
Second, they're in their prime. That's better. They're over their prime. They're just
Yeah.
They did.
They're
They were like
overripe
20
they're
years old.
elderly. They're elderly.
overripe avocado.
They were 20 years old the first
wait,
time,
wait. Can you tell me
and
what
then it's
Hocus
like
Pocus
25
is
years
about?
later.
Oh, it's three witches. Wait, first one or second one? Oh, in general.
Just
Okay.
in general.
Hocus Pocus is about these three witches that have like a goal to end Salem or to do something practically, and you need three requirements: a black candle, some witch spell, and I won't say the third one. But then you summon them. And you get that. And you get the three witches. One of them's a blonde. No offense to any blondes.
I'm a blonde.
No offense to any blondes. One of them's a blonde. One of them has purple hair. One of them has red hair and buck teeth. We love we love them
Buck
friends.
teeth. Yep.
Okay,
One day I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you. Anyway,
so
My dog
What-
was
one
named
of-
after the red-haired one. Her name's Winnie.
Okay. Do we
Okay.
have any more questions? 'Cause- okay.
someone at recess, they said I had dirty blonde. I'm not sure if that's true. I'm
bro,
not.
you're brown haired.
Yeah.
You're brown hair.
I used to be like kind of blonde, but now I'm just brown hair.
Has anybody else like noticed that Parker used to be a fiery redhead, then it just turned brown? Like after that haircut.
I've noticed that.
After that,
Trying to look like Joe Burrow's haircut.
wait, Parker, remember?
Yes. And to wrap it up, I'm so sorry. Do we have any more questions?
Last but not least, everybody's going to be dressing up as Chrissy and for Halloween and going to be like, Chrissy, wake up. Ha ha ha. Stop.
Have you guys heard a song like Chrissy, wake up? I don't like this.
Anyway,
Chrissy,
but thank you everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you
wait.
so much.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks,
Yes,
y'all.
like and
And
subscribe.
please rate us.
Yes,
Also-
and rate us.
wait,
Y'all
also-
are
wait,
awesome.
And welcome to SharkCast.
Notifications.
Well, goodbye.
Welcome,
Wait,
or-
also, one more thing. What is everyone dressing up as for Halloween?
11.
I've done this for like 3 to 4 years. Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Anyway, I'm going to just dress up as what I did last year.
What
Bro.
that?
Master Chief. from
Okay,
Halloween.
nice. Parker.
You already know Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati quarterback.
You're
Easy.
a football
Nice.
fan.
Okay.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
Last.
I also need to go.
We need,
Say it real quick.
Wait,
Real quick.
Okay, last year, I my pumpkin for the competition. It was a Pikachu, and now I'm doing a Pikachu this year.
Okay.
Hey,
Wait,
don't
also,
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Bye.
Wait, also, I never got to say what I was gonna be for Halloween. So has
A
anyone
big
seen
toe?
the TV show Amphibia?
Yes. Bro, I love that.
That's the best. That's one of the best shows. I'm gonna be Ivy from Amphibia.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay. To wrap
Bye,
this up.
everybody.
Yes,
that
thank
was
you
listening.
all.
Make sure
Bye.
to
Thanks,
like,
y'all.
subscribe, hit
Thank
the
you,
notifications.
Thank you,
I stand tall.
Episode 2.
Like, subscribe.
Season
Like
1.
This is SharkCast.
So that is a wrap for episode 2. Thanks for listening to SharkCast. Please like, subscribe, rate our podcast, and share with a friend. See you soon.